My name is John Rance. I'm one of the owners of Rance Safaris and the Sky River Reserve. It was developed by my sister, myself and my two sons. We've turned it into, I think, one of the real wilderness hunting areas in South Africa. The area is about just shy of 6,000 hectares, which translates into about 15,000 acres. That's our car reserve. That's not necessarily the other areas that are available to hunt around us. That can run into many thousands of hectares and acres. We're based on what I like to term the frontier of modernization, on the eastern part of the Eastern Cape against the border of Transkei. Transkei is old Africa. They are wonderful people. We have fantastic neighbors. What makes this place so special is that it's one of the few truly wilderness areas in South Africa. What really makes it special is the topography. It's not a flat bushveld monoscape. We go from 500 meters on the Kei River up to 1,500 meters at the top. The terrain varies, but more importantly the vegetation varies. So the number of species that we can carry on this property is enormous. So unlike other areas where you have to travel many kilometers to hunt one species and then travel further to hunt another one, most of the hunting takes place on the property itself here. I think we can comfortably say we've probably got some of the finest kudu trophies in the Eastern Cape, if not in Southern Africa. The quality of some of these animals coming out here, absolutely unbelievable. And that's because the way in which they've been managed is not hammering them from top down and shooting all the big trophies out. They have been sensitively looked after, and we try and adapt to the natural environment as much as possible. Rance Safaris are pretty aware that most clients want as natural an environment as possible. All our hunting is done walk and stalk, out in the bush, pitting your wits against animals. We do not shoot from vehicles or in association with vehicles. And we ensure that the animals that are taken are old, past their prime. The hunting is natural, and we're trying to keep our environment as wild and as natural as possible.
A typical day of hunting that you'd encounter here would be getting up nice and early, having a nice hot cup of coffee, some rusks, discussing the plan of attack for the day, where we're going to head out to based on the weather, the wind conditions. Head out in one of our vehicles, our Land Cruisers, go to a high point and sort of a local point where we can spot game. One of the typical things here which we like to do is what we call opportunistic hunting. You know, you'll be sitting in an area, you might be targeting a certain species like a nyala for example, but while you're sitting there you might come across a lovely old eland bull or a kudu bull. something sort of Africa and South Africa is known for is its incredible sunsets and spectacular sunsets. So what rounds a fantastic day off of hunting is sharing a drink, a sundowner as we like to call it here, on the cliff somewhere, or heading back to the lodge and having a lovely drink around the fire, discussing how the day panned out and what animals you saw and what animals you were able to harvest. I've hunted a number of countries in Africa and hunted buffalo in a number of countries in Africa. This property has got to be some of the most exciting, challenging buffalo hunting you will ever encounter. It's the thick bush, you're up close and personal. It's incredible hunting buffalo here.
To us, the experience that we are giving our clients is not just shooting animals. It's a true wildlife and a wilderness experience in a really African environment. And we think that folks who haven't experienced that will certainly appreciate that and enjoy it in our territory here.